Tonight on the South Today, concrete trucks will be lining up in central Christchurch as the first of many pours for Te Kaha Arena gets underway. Another water tragedy strikes Otago as the body of a swimmer is recovered from the Clutha River. And the future of Dunedin's tourist trains is up in the air as the council plans to meet behind closed doors. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. Christchurch's $683 million multi-use arena Te Kaha is now ready to take shape. A milestone is due to be reached this weekend as 40 major concrete pours start to build up the foundations for the stadium.
It's been a controversial project, but work is finally set to begin on Te Kaha multi-use arena, beginning with its substructure and foundations. 110 concrete trucks will lay concrete over the next week in the southwestern corner of the central city site. The work marks the start of the main construction phase and is a significant milestone for the $683 million project.
There's 40 of these rather large pours. There'll be a significant number of other pours of concrete, but these are substantial ones.
He says there's a number of reasons why the concrete pours will be starting at 2 a.m. each day. One
of them is not wanting to clog all of the surrounding street networks up with 100 trucks at commuter traffic time. The other is the consistent of the ambient weather.
And contractors are putting in a range of measures to try and minimise noise in the central city.
All of the activities in the centre of the site is as far from the boundaries as possible.
The series of 40 early morning concrete pours will continue until mid-August. It's hoped Te Kaha multi-use arena will be completed by April 2026. In Christchurch, the South Today.
A fatal drowning on the Clutha River yesterday has prompted fresh warnings about safety in the water. Balclutha police retrieved the body of a man yesterday afternoon. He's believed to have drowned while swimming in the Clutha River near Glasgow Street. The drowning is the third recent water tragedy in the Otago region after two men drowned in separate accidents in Lake Whakatipu around Glenorchy earlier this month. Water Safety New Zealand collects national statistics on drownings deaths over the summer swimming season. The organisation has warned with 5 weeks still to go in this official season, the country may be on track for its worst summer of drownings on record. Dunedin City Councillors are planning to discuss the future of Dunedin Railways next week and decide whether keeping the Taieri Gorge line is worth the money. Dunedin Railways has had a troubled past, with councillors set to reassess its value to the city.
It's expected to be a fierce debate as Dunedin City Councillors consider the long-term future of Dunedin Railways next week, with a focus on the Taieri Gorge tourist line. It's been a tough few years for Dunedin Railways, which was largely mothballed during COVID, with services reduced to special limited runs. But some rail advocates want the City Council to continue to foot the bill for the operation to ensure the tourism-focused Taieri Gorge line operates in the future. Chairman of the Otago Excursion Train Trust, Murray Schofield, hopes the council recognises how important the line is to the city, now that tourism's back in full swing in Dunedin. At last year's council annual plan meeting, Schofield said covering the cost of the line could amount to $10 million over the next 10 years. The council is due to discuss the rail operation's future behind closed doors at next week's meeting due to commercial sensitivity. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Some Queenstown residents have questioned why it took the Queenstown Lakes District Council more than a fortnight to fix a major water leak. The delayed repairs come at a time when the council has put in place strict water restrictions for the area.
Some Queenstown residents have welcomed the sight of council contractors finally fixing a Peninsula Road water leak along Calvin Heights. Locals say it took the council 2.5 weeks and 15 public notifications before they started work on sealing the cracked pipe, despite having imposed water restrictions across the region. Many residents were upset at the lengthy delays, while nearby Arrowtown was under level 2 restrictions, including no sprinklers and minimal hand hosing. The QLDC says they work with their contractors to prioritise work based off severity and staff levels, which has been affected by the ongoing labour shortage. In Queenstown, the South Today.
It's been all go this week in the Southland town of Edendale as the area gears up to host the annual Crank Up event with a parade of trucks, tractors and machinery on show. It's a popular event on Southland's rural calendar, and this year Crank Up features a variety of vintage machinery, with some showing their age. The theme of the weekend is 120 years of international trucks and tractors. There's also a showcase of 50 years of Mack truck assembly, with the vehicles parking up at the Edendale Vintage Machinery Club this afternoon ahead of a street parade. The large vehicles, from new tractors to those needing a little TLC, will be on display across the weekend, with plenty to see and entertainment for the whole family. Motorists en route to Dunedin Airport are being warned to expect some delays over the next month as roadworks get underway on State Highway 1 near Mosgiel. Waka Kotahi says traffic will be reduced to one lane on the section of highway between Mosgiel and Gladfield Road. Temporary speed limits for southbound traffic will mean those heading from Dunedin to the airport should leave earlier to allow for extra travel time. Meanwhile, there will be a short detour off the motorway for northbound traffic, rejoining the main highway at Mosgiel. The NZTA says work will begin on Tuesday the 7th of February and is due to be completed in early March. Well, a team of semi-retired road cyclists on a coffee run are a regular sight on the roads around Wanaka. Now they're out testing a world-first invention that could revolutionise competition racing.
How close is too close? For triathlon cyclists, riding right behind another competitor to reduce their wind resistance is considered cheating, a manoeuvre known as drafting. Now this Wanaka social riding group is taking to the streets to trial the Road Ranger device. It's a new Kiwi-designed creation that alerts riders and referees if someone is riding too close. These cyclists are first in line to be test pilots for the Road Ranger because the father of developer James Alvery is part of the team.
It's been very difficult to measure the distance between a bike and a following bike by eye for both the athletes and the referees, and now it's taken all the guesswork out of it.
The semi-retired racers are more than happy to test out the new technology, although these days they're in no rush to lead the pack.
We're all about just having fun, getting out riding. In years gone by, we've all maybe dabbled a bit, and some of us more so than others, in triathlon, so we know exactly what he's trying to achieve. So to play a small part in that, it's pretty cool.
Being first is no longer their goal. The Wanaka racers are content just cruising on to their next cafe stop. But developers of the Road Ranger are hoping to deploy the innovative device at the Ironman New Zealand event in March. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Yakane, still to come on the South Today. There's good progress on the new Mosgiel Pool build, and we can now reveal its official Māori name. And the competition heats up at an ice hockey tournament in Queenstown.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back on the sofa. My mate John's having a price frenzy! He's taken 19% off sectional lounge, 31% off coffee tables and buffets, 42% off selected clearance items and much, much more! Plus pay it off over 24 months interest free! My mate John's price frenzy!
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and my mate John.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency, and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including Little Box.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. The new public pool being built in Mosgiel has marked a milestone as it nears completion, receiving an official Māori name. The Dunedin City Council revealed the Mosgiel Pool has been given the name Te Puna Whakaahu, which translates to the Pool of Silverstream. The name was chosen by Te Runanga o Otago and references the Kaitahu name for the Silverstream River. The new facility is a joint project between the Council and the Tairi Community Facilities Trust. The building will house 5 new pools and feature a main glass facade. Dunedin Mayor Jules Reddick says the facility is taking shape with Te Whakaahu due to be completed around the middle of this year. Well, it may be a good excuse to get together and have some banter, but the competition's still ice cold at the battle for the Queenstown Cup. The 4th edition of the ice hockey competition is underway at the Queenstown Ice Arena, with 14 teams playing across 2 different divisions this year.
Hockey sticks and pucks are flying as players race around the ice at Queenstown Ice Arena. 14 teams from Auckland, Wellington, Dunedin and Central Otago have hit town to fight for ice hockey supremacy. The 4th annual battle for the Queenstown Cup will see around 170 players clashing sticks. The event's grown in popularity, it's now played over 4 days, boasting twice the number of teams, with games split into 2 divisions.
Yeah, so the first year started with 6 teams, and then 8. Last year, even with the traffic light system, it was 10. This year we've gone up to 2 grades, so there's an A grade and a B grade, and 14 teams now. So around about 170, 180 players.
Teams in the A grade will be looking to dethrone Auckland's travelling Goons, while the B grade championship title is up for grabs for the first time. Each team will play at least 5 games, and while the tournament is billed as a social competition, McIntosh says as soon as the jerseys go on, it's game time.
It's going to be a very competitive tournament. It's more of a social, fun tournament, but once you get on the ice, everyone wants to win, so it'll be a fun, fast-paced, but definitely an intense tournament.
There's a large schedule of games, all free to watch and running from early morning until late at night. There's a chance to see a number of top current and former Ice Blacks on the ice, with the tournament running through until Sunday afternoon. In Queenstown, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Construction on Christchurch's Te Kaha Arena kicks up a gear as truckloads of concrete start pouring. The body of a swimmer has been recovered from the Clutha River, prompting renewed water safety warnings. And Dunedin City Councillors will discuss the future of the Dunedin Railways at their meeting next week behind closed doors. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Hello, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect in the weekend?
Well, the mix and lots of good reading, but a couple of stories to highlight. 3 teen killers, including 2 from Invercargill, have had their sentences quashed by the Court of Appeal today. So we look at how that will impact on the justice system. The man who died drowned in Balclutha, his sister talks about the victim as a loving father of a 10-month-old. Oh, that's so that's very sad. And cuts still planned a new Dunedin hospital have been hotly debated and discussed. We get the inside story from the local advisory group chair, Pete Hodgson, who gives us an insight into what has happened in the first of a 2-part series. The other part is on Monday.
That would be great to get that clarification. So thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, it's looking like a fine weekend ahead for the southern districts with sunny days and breezy northeasterly winds on the coast. Heading to the top of the South Island, nor'easterlies and late rain with 22 in Nelson, 28 in Greymouth, and down in Christchurch a cloudy one with 21 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, some cloud and light winds through these parts tomorrow, 22 for Ashburton, 23 in Timaru and 21 down in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, well, the hot days are back. Expect light winds, but by numbers, Wanaka and Alexandra head for 30 degrees tomorrow, Queenstown 28. Heading further south, fine with light winds and a spot of cloud at times down here, 20 degrees in the Catlins, but Balclutha and Gore can expect 25. And down to the deep south, fine and cool tonight in Invercargill with 7 degrees. The weekend starts off clear and sunny with 21 as the high. Sunday warmer again with 25 and sunny skies. And finally heading to Dunedin, fine tonight with a low of 11 degrees. Fine again tomorrow with gusty afternoon nor'easterlies and 20 as the high. Sunday 23 with breezy winds to wrap up the weekend. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. But coming up after the break is this week's edition of Global Insight, where Professor Robert Patman discusses the three big international issues of the economy, conflict and climate change, and whether any of them can actually be solved. We'll see you again next week. Mā te wā.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.